Everyone, and welcome back to Night Combos.
Welcome back.
Abby's here. We just wanted to address something real quick. First of all, most importantly, we want to say thank you so much to all of our subscribers, all of you that's been with us from the beginning all the way to now, and our new subscribers. We've noticed that we've gotten a few new subscribers, and we have, what was that, 1,199 subscribers, and we are truly, truly grateful for every single one of you. I mean, words can't express how much we truly do thank every single one of you. So thank you so much for subscribing and, watching our videos and everything. We thank every one of you that watches our videos, hits the like button, all that. And comments. We love having conversations with all of you, or trying to have conversations with all of you in the comment section. And if you haven't already subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe, hit the like button, share, and hit the notification bell so that you don't ever miss any of our videos. But real quick, we just wanted to address something real fast, and then we'll get right into part 2 of us blind reacting to this podcast. And y'all remember, we have not seen any of it yet, except for what we've watched in part 1. So we're fixing to blind react, and this will be our part 2 of blind reacting to the podcast. But first, I just wanted to show y'all this real quick. Okay, so this was a comment left in our comment section from our part 1 of the podcast reaction, our blind reaction part 1. This person has been in our last few videos, and they've made it very clear that they're a Gypsy supporter, which is fine, great. We've always said that we're all one big family here.
Everybody is welcome.
Yeah, like we're all one big family, just having a conversation about the topic at hand. And even if you don't agree with some of what we say, or you don't agree with all of what we say or whatever, everyone can be civil about it. And we can have a civilized conversation about it. You may change our minds, we may change your minds, or we may, agree to disagree and move on. We can, we can still be a family, like that. That's how family and friends do. Even if you have to agree to disagree, you don't just, stop being family or friends with someone just because they disagree with something you say. I mean, someone that is very sweet to us and is subscribed to us and supports us corrected me on one of the short videos where I thought Jip was putting her hand up to Ken, like telling him to hush. They were actually saying, and I forgot to tell you about this, Obi, but they were actually correcting me and letting me know that she was actually putting her hand up, saying me, at the part where Ken was saying, who comes to the airport to spend 3 times the amount of money for a chocolate frog or whatever. I thought she was putting his hand up saying, like, hush, like, hush, minion, but they let me know, no, she was putting her hand up, saying, like, me, I do. And then right after that, she said, me, I do. So they were letting me know what she meant by putting her hand up. I seen it and took it one way, and then they let me know that, they seen it and what they meant. It was like 2 people, I believe,
that let me know you were wrong.
No. Yeah, she was like, yeah, I was wrong about that. But anyway, she let me know, but she let me know in such a sweet way. And thank you to that person. I don't know if you want your name said, so I'm not going to say anybody's names, but thank you so much to that person, for being so nice and still supporting us and still being a part of our channel. We greatly appreciate that. But that's just an example. This person, though, has been in our comments only to be mean, hateful, and bash us, and literally contradicting themselves by doing that, and then, saying not to say anything about Gypsy. And this comment right here, and I am going to say this name because it's almost harassment at this point, but this person at Michelle Monet 1920 said, it's the data, medical data, and I'm reading it verbatim, y'all. It's the data, medical data. It's the house. It's the forensic. She's a warrior. I support her. She's got quite a few followers. She's a survivor. Does she even know you? I mean, you're all up in her life. I'm confused. Are you the one that's going to be putting shoes on your baby's feet? Well, to answer that question, yes, we will be the ones to put shoes on our baby's feet. Not Dip Gyp's baby, but to answer your question, yeah, we'll be putting shoes on our baby's feet. Don't know what that has to do with anything, but okay. And then the last thing they say is, far from scared, she's far from scared. All this hate around this new baby coming into the world is just really, she's got a lot to shield her child from. And I would be pressing charges with her against some of these hate groups, or at least make it so you all can't make money off of the comments off of her name for however you do it on YouTube. First of all, we're not in a Gypsy hate group. We don't want harm to come to anyone, not even Gypsy. And we have never said, ever threatened Gypsy or anyone else we've talked about on our channel, nor would we. We don't want actual harm to come to anyone. Now, going back to prison, if it's deserved, that's a different story. But we don't want harm to come to anyone, and we've never said anything bad about her baby, and we never would, not even Gypsy's baby, because babies are 100% innocent. They are sweet little innocent human beings, and they cannot help who their parents are. But here's the second comment. The person made many comments in the comment section, but this is the last one I'm going to show. It says, well then, as if they're speaking to someone, and no one had commented back to this person at this point, not even us, but they started off with, well then, maybe she could teach you girls the thing or two. Where can I watch the Gypsy show without all this hate is becoming, and I've said it once, and I will reiterate it for now. This time, there's a big difference between freedom of speech and threats, terrorist threats, a real big difference. We have never made threats nor terrorist threats, and that is a huge accusation to be saying against someone. And in the other comment where you were threatening us, that's against the law, just so you know. And what we do say or cover on this channel is under the Fair Use Act. By law, it's under the Copyright Fair Use Act. So there you go. That shuts that down. But we could not believe the things that this person was saying, not only to us, but to our supporters, our family, y'all, and our subscribers. There's nothing we need to learn from Dip Gyp. Nobody needs to learn how to manipulate people and be a narcissistic, pathological liar, okay? So chill. We just thought we would show y'all that because we wanted to say to the people that defended us, to this person, again, we won't say y'all's names because we don't know if you want your names said.
But thank you very much.
Yeah, y'all know who y'all are, and thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. It meant a great deal to us. But let's get into the second part of this podcast, y'all. Okay, so here we go. On part one, we left off with Dip Gyp talking about, what are your parental goals and stuff like that. So here we go.
Magical, but in a sense, it was a honeymoon phase all over again. So it's kind of like, I need to know how you react to conflict. What are your parenting goals? What are your parenting skills? Like, what are your thoughts for the future? Those are all really significant conversations.
Yeah, they are, Dip Gyp, and you should have had them before getting knocked up by someone who wasn't your husband. When you were just laughing about, it was in part one, but it was toward the end of part one, but of our blind reaction. But so I should say the end of our part one. That's a conversation you should have had before getting knocked up by someone other than your husband. y'all, I completely just forgot my thought. My thought just completely left my brain. But anyway, I was basically saying these are conversations you have with people when you're dating them, when you're, after dating them for a while, not on the first date or anything, in my opinion, but, when you're dating them for a while and as you're getting to know them, these are conversations you have with them before getting pregnant, not after. It's kind of too late at that point, hello. But let's continue. And if I remember my thought, I'll let y'all know.
Couples usually have, well into a year of their relationship, and here we are a month in and we're already pregnant. So
exactly,
those were really serious conversations we needed to have. And also, I never wanted to make him feel like he is stuck with me. That is not what I want. I'm like, if I want you to be with me because
what? Did I hear that right?
Yes. I was about to say the same thing. You didn't want him to feel stuck with you. Look at the pause screen. I got a good pause screen there on her. Anyway, you didn't want him to feel stuck with you. You absolutely wanted him to feel stuck with you. You did this to not only Nick, but you did this to Ryan, and then you done it to Ken. And if it comes out that he's the father, then he won't
stuck.
be. He's stuck in a way, but he's not stuck with her. He doesn't have to be with her to have something to do with his child and raise his child properly. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I mean, in my opinion, I think he would probably try to get custody. That would be the best thing anyway from her, and her just have visitation or supervised visitation. That's just my opinion, from what she's shown us. But that's crazy. It's talking about she wasn't trying to get him stuck to her. You absolutely were, and he's not. A baby doesn't make a man stay. Okay, love does. True love.
You are happy in this relationship. You want this relationship. Just because we have a child together does not mean you're obligated to stay with me.
Here's how women are becoming their own boss.
Sorry, y'all. We're trying to catch those ads quickly.
Just because we have a child together does not mean you're obligated to stay with me. There are lots of options for us. If you don't want this child, I will be the mother. That is my responsibility. That's your choice. If you want to show up.
Okay, I disagree with that. No, it's not all her responsibility. In a way, I agree.
That's a good pause screen.
Yeah, that is a good pause screen. But in a way, I agree to a certain point. Like that, but this is just me personally. We've been together since we were teenagers, but I always thought, if we had gotten pregnant real young, then and you dipped out, which I knew, you weren't that type of man, but if you dipped out, and the way I felt was like, okay, that's fine. I will try to do everything I possibly can to fulfill that void for our child and still make sure that they get to do all the activities and everything and have everything that they absolutely need and want, even though of course, obviously, all mothers and fathers, most fathers and parents and everything want the other parent in the child's life for the child. Any good parent would want that, but I always felt like that, but I disagree with her in a way, as it's not all her responsibility. I mean, it mainly is because she's the one that did this, and tried to get him stuck. But there again, he's also the one that laid down with her,
Yeah.
So let's continue with her BS.
The critics who struggle with you having a daughter, what is your response to that? Like, what,
Yeah.
do you say you aren't ready or say,
Yeah.
whatever? I'm sure they
Let
have a
us
long
know.
list. What is your response to them?
I mean, finding out that I'm going to be a new mother, that is not something that I don't think anybody could honestly say I am ready for. Maybe few are, but when it happens, you're kind of like, gosh, am I really ready for this right now? I don't have concern of any kind that my trauma from the past will affect.
But supposedly you're going to be hiring a nanny so that you don't have to do anything, so you can continue to troll social media, which is ridiculous. I mean, when you're becoming a new mother for the first time, you at least, do things. You at least realize, okay, this baby comes before myself, even right now with it still in the womb, inside of me. It's on me to help this baby thrive and grow and everything. It just like after you give birth, it's on you to make sure the baby's growing up well and healthy and everything. So you saying that you're not ready as a new mom, yeah, well, we can get that to a certain extent, but most people at least are getting ready and prepared for that baby. Like most new parents over prepare,
Yeah.
I mean, they buy so many, like, for example, size newborn diapers that they can't use them all because the baby grows out of them too quickly, things like that. But we haven't seen her prepare for this child in any way other than Ken buying a bassinet for her room at her daddy and Krusty Christie's house, and someone giving her one gift basket, and then her being gifted some clothing here and there for the baby. That's it. That's all we've seen her preparing for. When she shows her closet on her lives and all that, and her room and stuff, you don't see any diapers or wipes, anything stacked up anywhere, anything you're going to
Nothing.
need. Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
No onesies, no nothing.
My ability to parent.
Okay.
I have a lot of great women in my life. I have my stepmother, Christy. I have friends. His mother. I'm very close with his mother. So,
Oh, wow, she finally actually acknowledged his mother as being a grandmother. Wow.
I have all these strong women.
Your sister. She
Yes, my
seems like
sister.
a very
She and she is she's graduating nursing school in December.
Oh, wonderful.
And so she's specializing in labor and delivery.
Wow.
So,
there you go.
I have a lot of these wonderful women figures in my life to help guide me. So if I have any questions, I can just go to them.
Okay.
How did it feel, Ken, when Gypsy came to you and said, exactly what she said in terms of in what capacity she wanted you in her life?
Well, like going back to that moment of when we realized we were pregnant, like for me, it was like, okay, well, it's time to buckle down now and get prepared to, or start to prepare to be a father. So at the time I was living in Dallas, I was living in a house. I had a full-time job that I had been at for over 2 years. And I realized that, well, it's time to move. I need to be in Louisiana to be as close to her as possible to get her.
Which is funny because y'all, I think it was Exclusive Weekly that got this, but she told them on May 2nd, which we could go all into it. We're not right now because we've done a video on the dates and all that stuff of her pregnancy. But she told Exclusive Weekly on May the 2nd that she had, sex with Ken on, I think it was like the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th of April, and then conceived on May 4th, which is possible because swimmers can stay in you for up to 5 days. So you can conceive, after the act of sex. Most people know that if you know anything about conception or how a baby's made. But, she said that she got pregnant, or that she conceived on May the 4th. But yet she was saying on May 2nd, 2 days before she conceived, that Kenny boy was moving to be closer to her for her and the baby. Yet on May 2nd, she wouldn't have even known that she conceived yet, much less known that she was even pregnant yet. So that's odd.
So we can be together to get through this process. I don't want to just leave her alone
Mhm.
to handle a first-time pregnancy. I left my job. I had to break my lease, and I packed all my stuff, and I moved to New Orleans to start a new life here. And I've been happy ever since. I mean, the parole is a little bit tricky, So we like she said, we can't live together, and
You're legally not allowed to.
legally not allowed to.
How long are you on parole for?
Until June of next year.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not that
And there's
bad.
no exceptions for the fact that you're having children together?
There's no exception for that.
What if you got, and not to add any
Yep.
pressure, but what if you got married?
Then we could.
Then we could.
Technically,
Then
we
we could.
could.
Okay.
So.
And I'm assuming those are conversations.
Oh, she would love that.
She absolutely would. But what's weird is she has said, even if they got married, which, as she said on a live, la 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 la, I don't want to know. And then she, her smile went away, boom, like that, real quick, when Ken said, "No, we're not getting engaged. We're not getting married or anything like that for a while. We have a lot of things to work through first." And then she was like, "Yeah, obviously." All sad and everything. But what's weird is she has said that even if they did get married, she wouldn't ask her parole officer to move in with him. She's actually said that because she wouldn't want to push it with her parole officer and ask to be moved to another address. That's odd to me.
Yeah.
If you have
it
a
is.
child with someone and you're married to them, why wouldn't you go ahead and ask the PO for that? You don't mind asking to go on vacations, so why wouldn't you ask to move in with the father of your child, especially if y'all were to get married?
Exactly.
Which I don't see Ken doing, but
Me either.
that's my opinion.
You guys deliberated over?
We talk about it for
Yeah.
sure.
I have my own opinion about that, which I have shared.
Can you share with us?
I don't like having those conversations.
Okay.
Number one, I'm still going through the divorce,
Bet
which
you
will be
don't.
finalized sometime this month.
Okay.
However, I'm not the type of person to say, okay, just
Now she's saying the divorce will be finalized sometime this month. Yet she's also said that it wouldn't be finalized until January, until after she gives birth to the baby and a DNA test can be done to prove who the father is, whether it's Ryan or whether it's Ken. So that's odd. Guess we'll find out because the month is almost over. I mean, not almost over, but we're in the middle of the month now. And the only thing they've went to court on is to separate their money and assets to say, okay, from this point forward, any money or assets that are bought or made in this marriage is now separated. But all the money that she made, everything that was bought, all that stuff, before that date, I cannot remember the exact date it was, but it was this month because everybody was going nuts over Ryan and his attorney not being there at the court date. It was Ryan's first day back to school or something like that. I can't remember the date it was that they went to court, but it was his first day back at school as a teacher. And then they were told that they didn't need to be there. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like at least his lawyer should have still been there. But it was just Christy getting up on the stand saying that, yes, they've been separated. And so the judge ordered from that point on their money and assets would be separate. But everything before that, Ryan does have claim to, and he could try to fight her for half of everything.
And they should, but I doubt he will.
I think he should absolutely try to fight for alimony as well, even though when she very first went and filed for divorce, she asked it, knowing she had millions at that time and everything, she asked the judge to say, please don't allow him to be able to ask me for alimony, but allow me to ask him for alimony. How narcissistic and selfish is that? And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that fact. But it is a fact. That can be backed up. That's fact.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. You selfish son of a gun, you.
Because we're having a child means you have to marry me. I'm not the type of person to tell you how to live your life. Like, I don't want to be that person to say,
Yes,
will
you
marry
do.
me. You will, I will move in with you. He has his own life. And if he wants to marry me, he will propose. He will make his own decisions based on what he wants to do. So I don't put my input in.
Okay. So you moved to New Orleans. You got a new job. You got a new place. How is it being so close to her?
It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, she's only an hour away, so
He got a new job. Doing what?
He's supposedly bartending, love. You remember that? He's supposed to be bartending, but it's been proven that, or it's been said, and some people have said they have proof of it, he's not working. And he's not. From a few sources that we've heard from that, know them and stuff, they've said he's really not working. She's paying to keep his lifestyle up. That's how that's going. Yeah, and paying for his apartment and everything.
we get to spend a lot of time together.
I bet y'all
and we get 2 days a week. She's allowed to stay at my house, and then the other 5, she's got to be back home.
Okay, that's not bad.
So yeah, it's not too bad. And like I said, it's only an hour drive, so it's not that crazy. And I think the only part that I'm most worried about is in January when the baby's born. Obviously, we'll still have 5 months left of parole. So that's going to be really tricky co-parent.
I don't know why you're worried about it, because you get to stay with her those other 5 days. You stay at her house. We already know that. She stays at the apartment she pays for you in New Orleans, which I'm very surprised about because it's an hour away and basically a quote party city.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we already know she doesn't trust him. She's gone through his phone on a live and gotten all pissy and went on one of her rages that she's had since before unaliving her mom. And ever since, she went on one of her rages because he had a picture of an ex-girlfriend in his phone, like that he didn't even realize was still there. And she still freaked out on him, which is crazy. So I don't know why you would be worried about when the baby comes or anything like that, because you stay with her the other 5 days when she's not with you for 2 days at your apartment she pays for. But someone brought up a good point in our comment section a while back on a video that Ken does still have open charges in Texas. They're misdemeanors, not felonies. They're misdemeanors, like from speeding tickets, things like that. And we have looked into it. They are still open. He has not paid for them.
Oh, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, well, you steal my thoughts all the time, so I can steal one of yours. But yeah, like, they have not been paid. And like someone said, why won't she pay them for him? Because she's probably scared to death that if she pays them for him, she knows that he will then be able to go back to Texas where his mother is, where I believe his brother is, and his family and stuff are. So, yeah, I mean, I believe his father and sister, it may be his half-sister, I think it is his half-sister, live in Florida with his stepmom. But the rest of his family is in Texas, and I do believe she's scared that he would go back to Texas where he was before she called him up, ring, ring, ring. Hey, I'm knocked up. It's your baby. You need to move close to me. So that's my thoughts on that, on why she won't help him pay that, because she definitely has the money to do it.
With this, with these restrictions, but
well, I will give you a little bit of encouragement there. Are you planning on breastfeeding?
I am.
Okay. I mean,
I'll have
you
all
can
the
help.
bottles.
You can wash the bottles, you can wash the pumps, but like for the first, 5 months, that's you and that baby are really you're just some extra hands that can help. But Gypsy is really
No, he can still feed the baby as well, because when you breastfeed, you can pump milk there's a such thing. It's crazy. Technology and inventions and stuff, they're wild, y'all. Like breast pumps, it's called a breast pump, you know? They literally pump milk out of your breast. Hence the name breast pump. And you can pump milk out of your breast, and you can put them in the little bags, write the date on them, date them and everything, put them in the freezer. And he could grab one of those bags out of the freezer and feed the baby during the night while she's catching up on rest, or trolling social media or whatever it is she may be doing at the time. So he can still feed the baby. He's not just extra hands, there for the first 5 months. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that, because you absolutely would not be that way. And
No.
we want to breastfeed, or I mean, I guess I should say, I want to breastfeed, and you agree, like we've talked about it many times, so, and we've talked about how you would be involved with, getting up in the middle
Yeah.
of the night and everything.
Oh yeah.
So, and rocking the baby back to sleep, changing it, all that. I mean, so that's crazy that they say that.
All that baby really needs for the while.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, like I want to be there for her to get her through those,
of course.
like, constant interruptions throughout the night, having to wake up, and like just she's her being a first time mother. I mean, us being both first time parents. I just wanted to be there for that difficult process of the first 6 months. I mean, the first 18 months I hear is the most difficult part.
How often can you stay at her house? Is that
so I can stay at her house whenever I want.
Okay.
But if I'm working, it doesn't it doesn't really work out that well.
Yeah.
What are you doing for work?
Bartending.
Okay.
Yeah. And the
Y'all, I was fixing to bring up, don't forget what we told y'all about body language. A few videos ago, I cannot remember the title of the video, y'all. I truly apologize. We'll try to put it in the description box or something. But don't forget about body language. Watch the eye diversions on both of them. Watch the eye diversions, shaking of the foot, the leg, fidgeting, overly grooming, like, messing with the hair of the face, tucking hair behind the ears, excessively, adjusting yourself excessively, moving your, like she has a coat on. If she's excessively, like adjusting her coat, switching from one leg being crossed to the other leg being crossed. Same with him. Watch those for those body language things that we were showing y'all and teaching y'all about in that video, and in our video from about a month and a half ago, where we literally read the body language from one of her lives. But it was just a few videos ago where we were showing y'all all these body language things to look for, especially eye diversion. And when he said that, did you see his eyes?
Yeah.
Like, he asked him what he was doing, and he immediately looked down and to the side and said bartending. And we paused it right as he was looking back up at Nick Viall, the one that was asking the question.
Yeah.
Of course, which is also like in its right a full-time job.
Then he looked to the side.
But yeah, so I mean, like that's just the part that I worry about a little bit, but I feel like we're going to be able to navigate that with our support system pretty well.
Yeah.
And but mostly my main concern is I just want her to feel supported.
I think you guys will figure it out. And just one outsider's opinion, I really commend you, Gypsy, for it seems clear, and I think even when I first met you, how intentional you are to try to make good decisions and try to make good and healthy choices. We don't always do that even when we try, but it's clear that you're making that effort. And it's clear, like even before, that you continue to do the work and you're making difficult decisions. I mean, having a kid is the most real shit anyone can face, right?
Right.
Having a kid with someone that you just got back together with, you're not married, you're going, there have been a lot of options and choices that you could make for short-term ease. And it's clear to me that you're making choices where you're not just thinking about today and tomorrow, but you want to making healthy choices not only for you, but for the both of you
Mhm.
and for your child. And I think that's really great.
Like
It's
what?
not always going to be easy in the short run, but you guys will figure it out. And I love that you want to make choices based off of what's best for you in the long run, and not putting pressure on the relationship or pressures on Ken or in expectations that ultimately will make you question the sincerity of things. And I commend you for that.
Okay, thank you. And we have taken on couples therapy.
Okay.
And
Right.
so, currently we're doing this sort of, it's like a couples therapist mixed with a parenting therapist.
Okay.
So it has a
Cool.
little bit of both in there. And so we just started that not long ago. And, I really wanted to do that because I still do my individual therapy on a regular. And
That you're ordered to do. The other therapy she's talking about is the one we did a video on called Gypsy and Ken's Rebirth Therapy. And that's what they're doing. It's not couples therapy. It is not, she's trying to say that it's couples therapy combined in with it. No, it's not. No, ma'am. You don't get to lie like that. Absolutely not. That's an absolute lie. We even showed examples. It was one of our sit down videos, I believe. We showed examples of there, but that was the name of the video we did, was Gypsy and Ken's Rebirth Therapy. And yeah, it was a sit down video, wasn't it? But we showed examples of where they're going. I forgot the name of it, but we have it in that video where they're going for this therapy, but what they specialize in and things like that. And they specialize in like postpartum things, not necessarily just postpartum depression, but just postpartum itself. And then they specialize in hormone therapy, things like that, like she needs from her little rages, like she says, that she does to Ken. You need that dip, Jip. You sure do. But don't be saying it's couples therapy, because that's not what y'all are doing.
so I'm like, but like there's so much that is being put on us right now and on the relationship that I'm like, you know what? How about we start couples therapy and see how it goes, see if we like it. And I think it would be beneficial. And I'm enjoying it. I feel very open to our therapist.
Do you like it, Ken?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
interesting. I've never done couples therapy before, so it's a new thing. But
We do it.
yeah,
We love
I
it,
think it's
yeah.
great. I mean, it's a way to communicate like anything that you're like withholding, which I think is very normal for a lot of relationships. To hold things in, and it's allowing you that opportunity to have that open communication and realize things you may or may not be doing wrong. I think is very healthy and great. And I've really enjoyed we've only had 2 sessions so far. We go every other week, and it's getting us ready to be parents.
Only 2 sessions, but yet she was saying a couple months ago. Well, it wasn't a couple months ago. It was about a month ago. It was a little over a month ago when she was saying that on one of Bree's lives that they were going to this rebirth therapy. And she was saying that they go every other week. And she was saying, because she was talking about how they were having to miss one of their sessions because of the hurricanes that were fixing to come in. Hurricane Helene that was fixing to come in. But Hurricane Milton wasn't even close or coming in yet or anything like that. But because of that, it was shut down and they had to miss that session. So they're so full of BS. But also don't forget about the body language and also the speaking, like the stuttering, trying to figure out what they're wanting to say, trying to think about how should I lie? How should I say this? It's all like signs of deception. Just make sure you look at all that. Also, she really keeps looking like every time he's talking about their quote relationship, she is looking, it looks like she's looking at him, trying to give him this pitiful look, like, please don't leave me,
Yeah.
like, please don't leave me. Please stay with me. See all the good times you're talking about. Please don't leave me. That's what I'm getting from it.
Well, but also helping us navigate our relationship, just getting back together and having a lot on our plate. And it's been great so far, honestly. I like it.
Gypsy, we kind of watched you go back and forth with Ryan on social media. At what point were you like, I'm done with this, I've got to stop?
I mean, honestly, I have been trying to have a very civil conversation with Ryan about everything because we don't communicate
When he stopped taking your calls.
often.
Get best-selling ebooks and audio
Everything because we don't communicate often. And I think that I really just wanted to have that, closure, that one conversation that kind of closed everything up. And we had that. Unfortunately, I feel like I'm in a place of higher healing and an elevated healing than he is right now. And so I've kept my distance, hoping that he could find that happiness and that healing for himself. What I want for him is to find his happiness in whatever form that is. And I encourage that. I have no ill will towards him at all. I wish him the very best. But any communication right now is just not in the best interest of our healing.
Really?
Yeah, makes
And
sense.
it's got to be hard to get on social media and see someone you were married to talking about your relationship to a bunch of strangers. It's got to just...
Because she knows he didn't sign an NDA and he could really spill every bit of information he knows about her. He claims he knows stuff that no one else knows, that she told him stuff that absolutely no one else knows, that she's never told anyone, not even her lawyers, not her parents, not Ken, not anyone. So if that's true, he has a lot of tea he could spill on her. At the same time, he seems to do these lives to keep people hanging, saying he's going to tell certain information. And, oh, this gift looks cool. Oh, I've never seen that gift. Thank you so much for that gift. That looks cool. All that. Like, he's just trying to keep people hanging, in my opinion. Like, keep people on his live, to keep them coming back, hoping to get that tea that he's never going to spill. He'll spill something every once in a while when he gets pissed off enough, but that's it.
It's difficult because I don't talk about it. Like I'll go on TikTok and I'll do my lives and stuff, but I just really don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it makes sense. And, breakups are difficult and everyone kind of goes at their own pace. And so, yeah, it's tough, but you move on.
Yes. Exactly.
Last time I spoke to you, again, you just got out, so everything was new. But what are you enjoying? Like, what are things that oh my God, this is exciting and new. Like, what are things that, maybe we are taking for granted that you've discovered where this has been like fun or a guilty pleasure, TV, whatever.
Manipulating people and lying and trying to control the narrative, and knowing that the two people that could tell her the truth on her, one is behind bars for life at the moment. Hopefully that's going to be changing soon. And the other one, she unalived. So that's what she's enjoying, being able to manipulate people.
Has been that food.
Oh,
so,
food. Sorry.
Ken has had me try various foods. I tried octopus not long ago.
Thought she was going to say she enjoys manipulating people and, laughing at them all the way to the bank. But sorry, got that wrong.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't like it.
She doesn't like anything.
I like some things, but definitely I've gotten a lot more pickier in my pregnancy.
Well, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
it definitely changes
Body
the
language.
smell of stuff. You're like, I
Yes,
don't like that.
my palate has changed a lot. But honestly, I
Mhm.
just kind of love
Did you see it?
catching up on new shows and old shows. I still have a list that, I still haven't gotten around to watch all the shows that we talked about on the last podcast.
What have you watched?
90 Day Fiance. I watched
Still
a
love
lot.
that.
I
Yeah,
still
you still
love
love
that
it.
show.
You
Like, I still love 90 Day Fiance.
We love what we love.
But I've been getting into like movies that I would have never, like, he's had me watch movies I would have never watched before.
Nick does that to me too.
So what was that one that we watched together?
We watched a lot together.
It
so-
was
This is
I
so
know that
me.
one.
This is so me. I'm like, it was with that guy.
The last
He was...
stop in Numa County, wasn't that?
Oh, that was
movie?
we watched that both for the first time together.
Yeah,
It
I
was-
mean, like some of these movies I would never watch before, but he's taking me out of my comfort zone and trying new things, new foods, new movies.
Exactly what Ryan tried to do with you when you said that he was being abusive, and committing DV against you and stuff like that. And you even tried to record him on your phone on your documentary, and he was being calm the whole time and just trying to talk reason to you, and you didn't want to hear it. All these things that she keeps talking about she's enjoying with Ken and doing with Ken. Ryan tried to do these same things with her.
Yeah.
But she's saying this is what she enjoys with Ken. Fine, you want to be with Ken. We know that. But don't be putting Ryan down, talking about, I don't wish any ill will toward him, yet you are constantly putting him down. You're literally on lives. Internet is forever, dip, ding dong. And you obviously don't realize that. You've erased this stuff. That she was on a live talking to Ken right after her rhinoplasty when she still had the bandage across her nose, saying, I was on the phone with him, ha ha ha, making fun of Ryan, while FaceTiming Ken, saying, oh, there he goes again, trying to call me, ha ha, I'm not gonna answer, ha ha. He just was on the phone with me saying, I just found out you've been talking to that MFer since I think she said the beginning of February. You effing see you next Tuesday is the word that she said. But yeah, I almost said that. But yeah, that's what she said. But yet she wishes him no ill will, but loves to make fun of him with Kenny Boy there.
So that's, trying new things is the theme.
We're waiting for Chris. She's never seen Home Alone before.
Yeah, no, I've never
We're
seen
waiting
Home
for
Alone.
Christmas.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Now,
Christmas
Gypsy, when you do that, you should document that.
Okay,
You should
I will.
do a little, document it.
People are
Maybe
going to
share
say
it on
poor
social media.
thing because she hasn't
It's
seen
charming.
this
It's
stuff.
great for you, Ken, for making your way for Christmas.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, all the holiday movies,
Yeah.
like the Halloween movies. We watched Fright Night. She didn't like
Hocus
it.
Pocus? Have you watched Hocus
Oh, yeah,
Pocus?
that's a
Okay.
classic.
Okay.
I just got around to watching the second one.
What has been your favorite holiday to celebrate so far? Because so far, they're all been kind of firsts in terms of being out of prison.
They really have. My birthday. Actually, I know it's not a holiday,
Of
but
course.
in the past, birthdays for me have been complicated. And in prison, the last 8.5 years, my birthdays have been nothing more than my roommates making me a paper card. So,
You are a flat out lie, because that's a good pause screen. That's the best one we've gotten so far in this section. But her birthday, that is a lie, because there are pictures of her mom celebrating her birthday with her and putting candles on the cake. She's always known her age, y'all. For those of you who don't know that out there or are manipulated by her, she has always known her age. She's always known nothing was wrong with her, all of that. Yes, we know that she was a child at a certain point, and you can't help what your parent is doing, and Rod chose not to be involved in her life. And we're going to get into that more and show proof of that for those of you who don't know. But she definitely had birthday celebrations with her mother, Dee Dee. Now, not Chrissy, because that's not her mom. Dee Dee, her mom.
Well, she was talking about prison right here.
No, but she was talking about before that she didn't have any birthdays up until prison, when people were making cakes for her.
Okay.
I think. I could be wrong. But I think that's what she was saying.
My family, my dad, Christy, they all had us a little luncheon for my birthday. And then Ken had taken me to the Ritz-Carlton for a fancy dinner.
God.
Tell them what you ordered.
I ordered French fries.
Oh,
She ordered French fries
That sounds like no.
and a Caesar salad.
Yes, and a
well,
Caesar
girl
salad.
dinner. That's perfect with like a Diet Coke or something. It's perfect.
And it was so sweet. So he made me a cake as well. He burnt the first one, and so he had to remake it. Like there was so much love that went into that cake. I thought it was so sweet.
Prison, the first one of the.
You made me a birthday cake and didn't burn it. You did really good when you made that birthday cake. I'll have to post a picture of that on TikTok, because it was so cute. I came home from work and he had surprised me with it.
First birthdays you had that you knew your age going
It
into
was.
Okay.
It was. So, once I was told my real age, then I was able to start celebrating and getting older.
Fun that is.
Yay.
Did you think you were younger or older than you were?
Originally, when I got arrested?
Yeah.
Yeah, younger. I assumed that I was younger.
When you found your real age, were you like, let's just...
That's a lie. She's done come out and said that she knew she was 23. That she knew she wasn't 19. Wow, the lies, the doggone lies that spew out of this girl's mouth is ridiculous. Sorry, y'all hear that I'm having to reposition myself and get my foot propped up.
Go back.
Do you know how I really feel about it? Is like when I celebrate a birthday, I'm kind of like, God, how did I get so old so fast?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
You're like, I was just 16.
Exactly.
That's
I
funny.
mean, she's obviously had a different life than I have, but I still feel the same way. I can't believe I'm 32 now. Like,
I just had a birthday. I choose to ignore it usually.
Oh, well, happy late birthday.
Thanks. Yeah.
You got a new nose.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Was there any sort of underlying anxiety just from your trauma going into a facility and going under anesthesia and getting a surgery?
Of
There
course.
was a little bit. Not as much as people might think, because this was a surgery that I chose to have of my own free will. This is something that I had been wanting for a long time.
But if you had so much trauma from surgeries, why would you choose it? She's trying to excuse it by saying, well, this is a surgery I chose to have. So it was out of my own free will and just lie. The surgery she had growing up, I mean, the medical records are out there. She needed it because of the microdeletion disorder that she has. And that has been proven. It's in the medical records, the documents that are out there that you can go and look up. But people don't want to do their research. They would rather harass people and not do their research.
I had been teased for my nose forever, and social media just made that even worse. I was called the nose. I was called all kinds of things.
Ugh.
So
Oh,
having the
poor
surgery was something that
thing.
was going to boost my self-confidence and make me feel like the woman that I want to become. So having the surgery was the right thing for me.
Well, it looks
Yeah, it looks great.
so good.
Thank you. And I didn't want something super drastic. I just wanted the bump to be gone. And my surgeon did an amazing job.
Yeah,
It looks
really
very
good.
You
natural.
need more than that.
What do I know? But
I mean, you can't do. You can't say that. I can see the keyboard warriors now going click, 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 click. You're bullying. Oh my gosh. You're not bullying, y'all. It's called snark. Just sit back, chill, have a laugh. It's okay. It's okay to sit back and just have a laugh, okay? Nobody's making fun of her. So just sit back and have a laugh. It's okay. Darn.
it looks great. How were you in that process? Were you? I mean, obviously, I'm assuming you were supportive, but like, how did you handle? With
Okay, right here where he's, I guess, about to ask Ken how he handled this surgery or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's asking that to Gyp. But we're going to go ahead and stop this part 2 right here. Let me see where we're at so that we can remember where to start back at. And we're going to go ahead and stop part 2 now. And I promise y'all, we're sorry that we paused it so much. There's just so much to point out and say with all of her manipulation and lies and the body language that she shows during this. Y'all don't forget about that. Notice her, moving her legs back and forth, crossing one over the other and situating her jacket. And I know people will do that, just simply, after sitting for so long. But,
Putting her hair behind her ear when it doesn't need to be.
Right. Sorry about that. That popped up. Anyway, but yes, doing all of that is not normal, for Gyp when she's saying something that is the truth. When she's lying, she's constantly moving like that. Anyway, we're going to end this one right here, and we will do our best to get the last 2 sections. I guess it'll be section 3 and section 4 tomorrow, so that each one isn't too long, so that y'all can watch them and listen to them, whichever you choose to do, and they're not too long for y'all. So we'll go ahead and end this one now, and we'll try to get the last 2 parts up tomorrow or later this evening. But regardless, we'll get the last 2 parts up, ASAP
There
for
may
y'all.
be 3 parts.
Yes.
3 more parts. I mean,
No, there shouldn't be 3 more parts. There should only be like 2 more parts, honestly. It depends on how many times we have to pause or what you end up saying that makes me laugh. And I don't mean to laugh so on y'all. I'm truly sorry. But we're blind reacting to this. We have not seen any of it, and we're not going to watch any more of this until we watch it with y'all, because we really enjoy this. And then when we finish all of the parts, maybe we'll have a live panel about this, along with some other stuff going on with Dip Jip, where we can all talk, and have actual conversations about it, and not have to be just in the comment section. But for now, please, leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We appreciate everyone who's subscribed so far. And if you're not already, please hit the subscribe button on your way out. Make sure you like, subscribe, like I said, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, share all the things, and we will see y'all in the next one. And we hope y'all have a good night.
have a good night.
God bless.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye.